Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder. And in today's video, I thought it would be nice to dive a little bit deeper into the realisms and the realistic expectations of what it is like to play Call of Dragons and a Kingdom Builder. Because some people, I think, either just don't get it, maybe they're just unaware, maybe they've never played a Kingdom Builder before. And when you see moments like this that essentially end up happening on the official Discord, and I'm going to be showing you some of these from one of the members, whether they're new or not. This was messaged, I believe, by a Lady Cass is the name. And again, this is not necessarily calling this individual out, but I think these things are very important to highlight as they bring, in their experience, something that I think is very real. It happens more often than we may like to admit. And how can you go about correcting it? So there's a lot that they kind of started off with, and we're going to read through it, and then we're going to go into the kingdom that they're in and see if there's just kind of anything we can maybe ascertain off of King's Mails or others. So as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us on because it helps out a lot. So Lady Cass started off with here, saying, I don't want to play anymore. I can't. I just can't. The bullies of the High King. And we continue, and it's no. I want to talk to someone who runs the damn game because this is bull. We continue. Server 432's king, a High King, is being a tyrant and won't let anyone but who they allow to play in Season 2. And again, we'll go and see if there's some correlation there. So me and my husband's money is good enough to take, but we can't play a game I advertised as nice game to play in groups. Let me see. No, this is not right. It's time to replace that High King and disband her groups. Calling out a lady here. They are bullying those who are low to join them. That's not how to prolong the life of the game like this. Let's see here. When they kill their server and move to another, what then? Players like the High King and her groups in 432 are tyrants. The dev team won't fix this. Okay, I will. I will be streaming this BS today, showing all the hate. I can't. That's just it. I can't. Bingo. It costs money. And I'd rather buy food than have to move to a new server. I mean, it sounds like a W move. Moving won't fix the issue. And again, that can sometimes be true. Letting this High King, 432 be High King is a problem. You want to make money in the long run and be like Candy Crush 432 won't. Just an interesting comparison. So I want my money back. We continue. No, this is not. It's not okay. TOS, terms of service of game shops, don't like devs who break TOS. The face, there is no mention of a High King who tells you what to do in the advertising also goes against the rules. So, yeah, there is quite a bit to kind of go through here. And I probably should kind of do it little by little, but let's read through everything. And I think we actually have it over here on the sidebar too as well. So let me see the money bag. Let's just not honest. I want to make sure we're pretty. So we have joining their groups. If they deem you too weak, they kick you out and swarm you. We have no, you don't get it. Let's see here. They will let you. Google and App Stores are loose but strict. They will let anything on, but let's violate TOS. They will remove it, and bullying and harassment is on their no list. Let's see what else we have. I think that might be it. Yeah, let's go to the here. It's on their no list. And let's see. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Yeah. So I think it's probably around here. Yeah, so if we go around here, we'll see a little bit more. And this is where we have, where is it? Gosh, I have to scroll up because there was a lot that was written. Jeez. I'm also going to tell my advertising group not to promote this game anymore. Why is my game lagging when people fight, even if it's only someone and it still lags, since it permit bullying of the players who don't do PvP or even mention the dictator called High King in the advertisement. Where's Audie? So he can call out Jason some more. It's a typical fashion, but if you know, you know. It is funny. The lags are not FPS or internet. I don't know if it feels like the server gets the information in pulses or something. Is it? I'll be reporting this game to the app stores as well as my advertising partners. I feel like I expose my viewers to bullies and tyrants. I'm not a whale toy they can beat on when they want. Damn. Thruster. Yeah, I was going to point out. I don't know if Thruster. I assume or I should say they are commenting towards Lady Cass. But this is just man. It's funny. I find the joke in this, it's okay when no one joins and money dries up, then the whale who have destroyed your game leave and you have to shut down your servers because you allowed it to happen. It would be funny then too, right? Yeah. But they don't permit harassment and have to make money, all you need to know. So just because the front end of a game looks like another doesn't make them the same. I bet you there is a very strict TOS that is against their high kings from being teetotal tyrants and let others enjoy a game they want. Like I said, let the whale keep using new players as practice and you won't have a war game in a year. No one wants to play a game where people act like 432. Damn, like this person is just going in on 432. And put yourself in a new user's place. How would you feel? You buy a bundle, and then you have people as soon as your shield drops attack you and your troops. Won't let you gather. Don't fix the issue that's running from it. Proper way would the dev team steps in and removes the whale from power. But it's okay. Rise of Kings sounds better, and they won't permit the bashing of new players. No, it makes people not want to play, not to try a new server. I would think every server is like 432 and stop playing ruled by a tyrant. If one server is like 432, then all of the servers are like 432. Damn, yo, so this person just thinks all of you are tyrants. Why would I want to keep playing if one server act like the one I'm on? If the dev allowed this, then all the servers must be like 432. Must have tyrant whales uses new users as target practice. All you free-to-play fodder out there. Must have why would I want to give or let this game keep my money when I can't even use the bundle? Yes, but they also should respect that and others spend their money too, just like them. So yeah, so we're kind of going to the help channel now. Some like war games. They can play without and opt in on PvP, and others don't like PvP. I like war games like this one because I was led to believe by reading the PDF for advertising that what PDF for advertising? Maybe it was referring to something else that they got specifically. That PvP was an opt-in and that the community was good because of strict TOS to stop dictators and to rise. There is no mention of a high king and that they were allowed to run off if you decided to. I want my money back. Run your mouth, push my buttons like the dictators do when they bully people. I pay good money and get bullied and then told just go to another server. How about giving me my money back? Read. You were the reason the game sucks. It's okay. Oh my god. Damn, Slutter, what did you say? You talk to your credit card. Good money is if you spend good money, then you can beat people down. It's a war game. It's not bullying. It's war. You were the reason the game sucks. Jeez. I'm using logic here. You're just angry because you got beat up. War. You know nothing. I will cause a war. Oh, jeez. It's y'all going in. Okay. I think that's probably it. Yeah, that's the last one. So, let's go. And because I want to go back and I want to go through some of these comments and I'm going to give you my thoughts. I just wanted to read a lot of them first because there was quite a few. So, we're in 432 right now. Let's just take a look at some mails. I just want to see, is there anything here that would be indicative of what they're talking about? So, the queen here is Queen Kyara. So, hi, Queen Kyara. Nice to see you. So here, let's look at the first mail. Okay, this is just standard kingdom buffs. Nothing really there. Another kingdom buffs. I would like everyone to please keep anything related to 432 or our alliance out of Bellerin chat if something happened, message an officer. Okay, there's nothing really particular there. Please don't forget I was scheduled after his turn. Okay, so just titles. Here we go. So bad titles in Season 2. Maybe this is what they're referring to because this was on the 4th. And the first time we saw her make a mention was on the 10th. And then again today. For that Discord user. The players that got bad titles were given because they came to Season 2 from Bellerin without permission. I said in a previous mail that only the top 3 alliances in the warband are to be in Bellerin. If you are here in this map when ceasefire ends, your safety isn't guaranteed. You broke the rules by coming here. Those that are under 5 million power, join TTT or AL alliances, 5 million power plus apply to AW alliance. Stay outside of these alliances in this map at your own risk. Okay, so this is probably what they're referring to. Let's see if we can find an older mail that maybe refers to that. So we got migration. Good morning. It looks like more migration stuff. 920. Let's see here. Schedule. What's that? Oh, greatest heights. Okay. We've been having issues with adding people into the group chat. So if anyone's server isn't it, no, nothing there. Issues in group chats. Please don't forget. I don't see anything here mentioning them. Oh, here it is. This looks like the first one they did at 9/16. So the season has ended and migration is open. We will continue to have players arriving from other servers. Players with 5 million plus power go to AW. Players under 5 million join TTT. While we still have space, we may allow some 4 million players to join AW by invitation. Farm accounts need to join ALF unless their help is still needed for building TTT. These three alliances will be part of a warband. Okay, so here's the mention. Part of a warband. Sorry, let me skadoosh this over real quick. Part of a warband together in Season 2, working and sharing rewards together for the benefit of the realm. And warband for Season 2, AWTT and ALF. Okay, so essentially just saying now, let me point something out. This mail does not say that you will be attacked or you will be zeroed. It just says that these three alliances will be part of the warband in Season 2, working for sharing rewards. So if you look at that, and then we go to wherever that other one was here, right? I said in a previous mail that only the top three alliances of the warband are being Bellerin. So is that what that said? Let's see here. So these three alliances will be part of a warband together in Season 2, working and sharing rewards. So there's nothing on here that says only these alliances will be going into Bellerin. Language and details are important. So that's incorrect. If you are here in this map when ceasefire ends, your safety isn't guaranteed. That was never mentioned before, at least in that previous mail. And we can go through a couple here if we want to go through all real quick. Top Chief. Okay, this is please don't forget we schedule. Let's just see. Biggest push. We have Hall 16. Training Day. Okay, nothing really there. That's for Brink of War. We have Fort Rallies. Stage 1 Brink of War. Brink of War. Adjusted. Schedules. Change buffs. Mrs. Migration. Good morning. Legion Reserves for BOW. Kingdom buff. Kingdom buff. Kingdom buff. Kingdom buff. Greatest Heights. I'm sending. We have been issues to know. Okay, yeah. So again, nothing was mentioned, right, from what we saw. So if you're here when the ceasefire ends, your safety isn't guaranteed. Okay, so once again, so that was number two. Two things that were not mentioned before. You broke the rules by coming here. Those that are under... right, apply here. Stay outside the alliances at this map in Euros. So basically saying that you have the chance to get hit or attacked, right, if you came and you weren't supposed to come. So that appears to be probably what, most likely, that Lady Cass is referring to. Now, I don't know what their power is. I don't know how active they are. I don't know any of those nuances. What I will say is that based on the Kingdom mails, there is a huge opportunity for better communication from the king and their leadership team, because that really wasn't, respectfully, that just wasn't good. It wasn't god-awful, but it definitely isn't on the positive side. It's probably more on like the lesser neutral, like lower the neutral side, right? I would say poor communication in those aspects. And it looks even worse when you come out and you tell people basically as their first introduction that, hey, these people are going to get zeroed because they didn't listen, instead of taking the time to explain and to articulate why exactly you are doing things the way you are. Keep in mind, one of the most important things about being a king or queen is that you don't have to do it. You can put someone else in charge to do that position or to write mails up, so that way things can be communicated professionally and respectfully. And the challenge oftentimes is that most, and I'll say this again, in most cases that I've seen in my experience, most people just do not know how to necessarily be a king or queen, unfortunately. And what I really mean by that is that they just don't really know, or they're not at the level yet to where, and that's probably a more appropriate way to say it, to where they can really understand that you are in a management role. You are in a supervisor role. You are in a technical support role. You are human resources. You are customer service. That is what you are more or less doing as a king or queen, and you have to really almost approach things from this kind of like marketing manager kind of announcer standpoint of, you have to think about almost kind of like being a newspaper editor. You have to kind of think about how are you going to disseminate information to people to where everyone is going to understand in a very easy to learn way or digesting way what is happening, what's coming up, why you're doing things that you're doing. Because if you don't take the time to explain and to educate, most importantly, you will end up with responses from players like this. Because I completely understand now why this person is coming out and doing and saying the things that they are. It's because, one, the king or queen didn't do a great job, and or the management leadership team of the kingdom didn't do a great job of explaining and educating the player base. Now, keep in mind, we're just talking about King's Mails. Maybe they did some things in Alliance Discord announcements. Maybe they did some Alliance announcements. But we're talking about King's Mails. If you are going to take the time to write up King's Mails, and you're going to do it in a way that you may write similar things up in an Alliance or a Discord announcement, it is then therefore your responsibility to make sure you are doing proper King's Mails and not just doing one thing in an Alliance mail and one thing in a Discord announcement and then one thing in a King's Mail. No, you synchronize. That's the whole point. So, again, that would be number one for me, is that the king or queen didn't do a great job of explaining. Number two, the management team, who knows kind of where that's at, if there's anyone helping or if it's just the individual. But that seems like a potential opportunity, depending on how many people are going to be sending King's Mails out, if it's just one or if they're going to rotate. Number three is that the fact is that these people should be given an opportunity to have questions answered. So are you taking time to go and advocate or to reach out to your constituents, if you will, or your members, and ask them, hey, do you have a good understanding of why we're doing this? Or no, did you just more so kind of like send a mail with a header and no body really there that allows for people to truly understand what you're actually trying to explain? Because keep in mind, not everyone knows what you know. And more often than not everyone has as much experience as other people. And not everyone has as much knowledge as other people that have been playing Kingdom Builders for a while. So you really have to approach things with this kind of tricycle, kind of guardrail mentality and perspective when you are doing things like trying to explain and educate your player base. So, yeah, this is not shocking to me at all. Was this completely avoidable? Could this have been corrected before it got to this point? Absolutely. And that level of accountability and responsibility falls on the king, queen, and anyone else involved at a management level. Maybe even if you were an officer, if there's other co-leads that are there, like that just seems to me. Now, if they came out and said all of this, and then we went here and we looked at the kingdom and we saw everything was appropriately explained in mails for everyone to understand. Me, the biggest challenge here is that now we need to kind of go through a couple of these points with Lady Cass, so that way we can try and bring out a little bit better of an understanding. So let's look at real quick some of these on the side. I'm going to try and pull some of these up. So let me see here. Okay, so let's just look at the first one, right, where it's the mention not when you are doing your own thing in a group and AIDTT are being dictators. And then we have we can only, where's this one? We can only play if we are part of their groups, and we'll let others play without giving us hell on 432 and bullies new players. Okay, so maybe they're a part of a younger alliance, possibly. Again, I think strongest person on here is 27 mil that I can see. There's one alliance that I'm taking a look at now that is, if I show you guys here, right, there's one that's 1.9 billion. We have a 265 AL, so maybe Lady Cass is a part of some of these alliances that are, a little bit lower at that point. Let's see if maybe there's anything here. It would be cool if I could maybe find someone. I'm not trying to go through, or if I was able to easily find what alliance she's in, or he is in, I should say. But let me just kind of explain a couple things, right? Is that number one, this is kind of normal. Now, it's not to say that it is that I'm, acknowledging and saying this is the way that things should always be. But the fact of the matter is that when you don't have the biggest stick in the yard, these are things that can happen. And whereas it may feel bad to be going through something like this, and it probably doesn't feel good, and I will say this, is that if anyone are truly being dictators, which, to be fair, really people just throw that word around, but essentially what it means is that you don't really have the power to make decisions, and this other group or individuals does have power to make decisions. That's all it comes down to at the end of the day. And so this is one of the reasons why I typically advocate for people to educate themselves early, to understand that you probably don't want to spend money until you really have a good understanding of the kingdom that you're in. And you may even consider restarting in a project or a group and trying to join somewhere where you really can be involved, where you can participate. And then At the same time, is that if you're not really in a strong alliance, and there's the other side of it, is that if you're not in a strong alliance, then at times, if you're kind of in a lower or weaker alliance, or one that you might be considered, or you might hear people will categorize you as an academy or a farm alliance, then those can be other reasons on why it just may not really be necessary for those alliances to be taken to something like a KvK. Whether you're in a kingdom where they're consolidating everyone into one alliance or a couple of alliances, it obviously depends. In most cases, you're usually going to see kingdoms consolidate to about 1 to 2 alliances. This is pretty standard. You will have some kingdoms that probably are trying to take more of a overall wider balanced approach, where they're happy to have more than 2 active alliances, but that's probably a little more fewer and far between. So for something like this, it just really feels as though this is just kind of an unrealistic expectation. Part of it is. And then the other part of it is that you kind of do have realistic expectations, but you're just not really in a position to kind of do anything about it. And that does suck, because it would be nice if, when kingdoms are starting out, there is an emphasis on trying to keep the kingdom as active and as healthy as possible. The sad part is that people can kind of do whatever they want in kingdoms. You can have one person that just powers up and goes to wreak havoc against everyone else and just kills off that kingdom early. Like, if you're just talking worst case scenario, right? You could have a small group of people that do that. You can have half of an alliance, a full alliance that does that, where it's just mine, right? If you're talking like worst case scenario where you're killing off most of the active player base, those are things that can, and to be honest, they do happen. It's not to say that that is every single rogue players or alliances approach when they're going into a kingdom, but those are some of the worst cases that can happen in these types of games. So, my recommendation, I'll just say, with maybe not going through all of them for this individual, is one, I would say if you don't want to play there, I would recommend migrating out. If you don't want to migrate out and you haven't spent that much money, you can keep the account up, and then when you get an opportunity to migrate it to another kingdom, you can do that. Just kind of slow build and save permits through credits or through purchases if you want to. And then number 3 is, I would honestly recommend looking to restart. So that's whether you're going to restart and maybe start your own project, you want to restart and join someone else's project and kind of ask them on how they plan to build. Or do you feel, are you someone who would be included depending on your average amount of activity and maybe a certain power? Are you going to be more free to play, low spend? These are important questions to ask of kings and queens, alliance leaders, project leaders, because you want to make sure that based on what your real life availability and capabilities are in the game, will you be able to be included in some capacity? And then will you also be able to get an explanation and a good understanding on what types of different participation opportunities will there be in said kingdom? So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it sucks. This player is kind of going through this. It just kind of feels like a slap in the face, so to speak, or a wake-up call to some extent. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is all pretty normal. It's not really out of the realm, aside from some of the other things that I mentioned. But I'd love to know what you guys think. When you just started playing, have you ever had situations that felt or were similar to this player? And if so, how did that make you feel when you started playing, regardless of what kingdom builder it was or city builder? Did you find that, okay, hey, this is just how it is, I need to conform? Did you stop playing? Did you stop spending? Did you go rogue? Did you restart and join a project? I would really be curious on how things panned out for you. And then based on what you decided, did you continue playing for a while, right? Let me know in the comments down below. It's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.